But the biggest move you made, you got out from under.
Yes.
Okay, was he a much better fit on this team?
Yes.
Well, clearly, the more they lost Paul and then Kawhi too.
Thank you.
Well, then all of a sudden he's in the perfect place at the perfect time because he's all they had.
But Skip, even when AD was out and LeBron was there, or LeBron was out and AD was there with Russ, and there was a point when both of them were out, Russ didn't play for the Lakers like he played in this 3-game stretch with the Clippers.
He
just didn't, people. We're not making this up. Just go back and look at the tape.
Just go back. Okay, just for the record, in the regular season, that's a whole lot of Lakers and some Clippers.
Yes.
He shot 31% from three. That ranked 145th in the league out of 149 qualified. From the free throw line in the regular season, a lot of Lakers, some Clippers, 66%. That ranked 118th of 123. So he's bottom 5 in three-point shooting, bottom 5 in free throw shooting. It's horrendously bad if you're also leading the whole league through the regular season in turnovers per 36 minutes. It's a lethal recipe for disaster, right?
Right.
Okay, so I respect all the competitive side, but it's hard for me to respect the rest of it. So if I could just show you one more time, this is no clown music, no nothing. I'm just going to show you his 5 turnovers last night because they're hard psychologically. He tore LeBron up psychologically. LeBron's got clearly the highest basketball IQ in the game today, and you could argue it might be the highest IQ in the history of the game, right up there with Magic's or whoever, Stockton, whoever you want to throw up in there, Jason Kidd, name them. He's up there. And it was tearing him apart to have to watch these turnovers on a nightly basis because they're not garden variety.
No.
They're like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, they're high schoolish. Jumping up in there with no place to go.
Okay, so let's just look at, just last night, let's look at the 5 turnovers. And the last one came at a very inopportune time. So Russ is just losing the handle. He just lost his own handle. And okay.
He said he got pushed.
Okay.
That was right to Chris Paul.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's thinking. And he just lost the handle. He's got the worst hands of any point guard I've ever seen. Just lost the handle. That was horrendous. Then that was the last one. He just fired it through Terrence Mann's hands.
Well, the thing was, I don't blame that on Russ because KD skipped it and then it went through Terrence Mann.
Okay. But the point is, they're your 5.
Right.
Okay. Then it comes down to, despite the fact that last night he shot 3 for 18. Remember, the first game was 3 for 19, but this was 3 for 18. Despite that, just on his sheer competitiveness, they hung in the game.
Skip, they was down by 20, and all of a sudden they cut it to 2.
Okay, because a guy you've been on, Nicholas Batum, you've been hard on, all of a sudden he makes 4 out of 5 threes in the fourth quarter, and you look up and say, wait a second, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to show you Russ's missed shots last night, just all in a row, because it came down to one shot that he missed is just a left-handed layup.
Yes.
He just didn't have a hold of it. He just didn't get it up above the rim. That would have tied the game. Okay, these are his missed shots. Wide left. He's been pretty hot from 3. That was way short. That was a brick. That was wide right. Then that's just wildness, and that's more wildness where you got no chance. You're just begging for a foul. And that's short. That was with the right hand. That was a bad idea. That was left hand air ball completely over the rim. There's another 3 short. 3 air ball from the deep corner. And that was the last shot. That was the one he took a late 3. But the one that killed him was the left-handed layup is to tie the game.
Right.
I'm saying, wait a second. That was to tie the game with almost no time. Let me get my notes out here. But with very little time left here, I got my notes over here. The point was that happened, and then he's playing so hard, he's playing out of control, and I want to show you 2 plays that were bothersome to me because they were scary to me because this is 7:17 of the second quarter. He tries to dive in and take the ball away from Kevin Durant, and it becomes a dangerous play because he took Kevin's legs right out from under him, and Kevin flipped and fell on his tailbone. This is a very dangerous play to me. Kevin's going on Russ, and he knifes in and tries to take the ball away, and Kevin just flips and it becomes kind of a submarine, and he falls on his tailbone, and he's rubbing it the rest of the night. I'm pretty sure it's pretty sore today, and I hope we don't hear any bad news about that one.
Right.
Then later in the game, this is 3:20 left in the third quarter. This is on Bismack Biyombo underneath.
Yeah,
Russ is starting to get frustrated, and he just goes in and just hammers Biyombo, trying to go for the big spectacular block, and it hurt his shoulder for a while, and I didn't think he's going to be able to shoot. That's pretty dangerous. And they called it a flagrant 1. It was close to being a flagrant 2. But my point is, sometimes he plays so hard, he just plays completely out of control. And I was worried through the fourth quarter when I thought the game was over that he was going to accidentally hurt somebody, because when he starts going angry Russ on you because he's frustrated, look out. Okay, so that was Russ. That was 3 for 19 in the first game, 3 for 18 here. But in the 3 in the middle, he shot it from 3 in ways I'd never seen him shoot it from 3.
He's shooting 50%
okay.
from 3.
All right.
And we know he's not even close to that. Nobody's 50%.
And he was making free throws at a high rate that he does, like he was a 66% free throw shooter. And if we can go back to game 1, remember the turning point was Russ has got the ball. He drives into the lane on Devin Booker, who was the offensive star of this series, obviously. But he drives in on Devin Booker, and there's no reason to foul in here because he's going to take a horrendous shot and brick it, and he got fouled. And then he shocked me. He goes to the free throw line.
Makes both of them.
Swish, swish, and they weren't even in doubt. And then we go to the other end of the court, and Booker, now they're down 3, and Booker tries to go up and shoot a shot.
Right.
And Russ hacked him. And Book doesn't like it and turns to complain to the referee, and the ball's still live, and Russ, of course, is competing and fires it off his knee, and the game's over. So Russ actually made the 2 plays, but if Book doesn't foul him on the other end, he's 3 for 20 in the game, and it looks like the Suns are going to win the game.
Skip, I think we can agree on this.
Yeah.
I don't believe Russ is as bad as games 1 and game 5.
Yeah.
I don't believe he's as good as he's played in those middle 3 games.
That is a fact.
I think he's somewhere in the middle. The question is, what's that worth, and is a team willing to pay for it?
What is competing worth? That's the point. When is it more trouble than it's worth?
Right. So basically, if he gives you, say, 15 to 17 points a game, say, 6 to 8 rebounds, 6 to 8 assists.
Okay.
So 15, 8 and 8, 15, 7 and 7, 15, 6 and 6. Is that worth something?
Remember, in the 5 games against the Suns, he was 24, 8 and 7. Well, those numbers are.
Well, that's an all-star.
Work,
that's all-star level.
It is. That's hitting the free agency market and commanding.
At least $20 million a year.
At least. Okay. Is he worth that?
I don't think he'll get $20 million a year.
Okay. For me, no, because I keep looking at threes, free throws, turnovers. They're critical to your ability to win basketball games. And all I know for sure is they should have lost 4 in a row. They should have gotten swept. They did lose 4 in a row. And in the end, the bottom line is I just wouldn't want him on my team. But I get the respect.
Yeah.
I get the love.
He has to be on a veteran team. Skip.
Yeah.
You can't put him, Skip, you can't put him with young guys.
Okay, well, the idea to me would be some Orlando is going to say, okay, well, that's what that's where we're sort of heading with this. That's the kind of team that would want Russell Westbrook as a gate attraction.
No.
But do you want to grow and build? Because you're not going to grow and build.
Utah didn't want him. Utah young. Larry Market is not, but Walker Kessler is not. But I mean, they had Horton Tucker and Jordan Clarkson.
They did.
Skip, that young team.
They are.
And they're like, nah, we good.
Yeah, and for about half a year, they were sort of the surprise of the league.
So I think the Clippers are a veteran-laden team. If he can find one of those, if he's not happy with $3.8 million, it's not going to, razz his berries, my grandmother used to say all the time. Well, he might have to go somewhere else, but it's going to need to be a veteran team. I don't think a general manager and a young team. I don't think Russ is what they're looking for. I think it needs to be a Clipper-led a team like the Clippers or a veteran team.
Well, if Ty has anything to do with it, I think he's going to be back on the Clippers as long as he can live with $3.8 million.
Right.
Because that's all they're going to have to give him.
Right. And I don't think they have a choice, Skip, but to give him $3.8 million. Skip, you're like, if Kawhi's knees is as bulky And you're saying they are. And I've seen Paul George's history is that Paul George is injury prone, whether he wants to admit that or not. And Skip, if you notice, Skip, it ain't nothing to do with his leg. He broke that leg, and that leg has been fine. He's had shoulder problems. He's had knee problems. It's something.
Yeah.
And Kawhi, the likelihood of Kawhi ever playing 50 games in a season.
Totally agree. It's no good.
And that, we said 50. The season is 82. So if you hoping, Skip, you can get Kawhi for 50 games. So
the irony here is the one guy you could trust going forward would be Russ.
Right.
And if you're bound for a brand new $1 billion arena, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you need
all the attractions you can get.
There you go.
Might need to put a Ferris wheel in there too.
You might need one the way this is going.
They open the building next year or 2 years?
I'm not sure when it is. I don't know, but it's being built as we speak.
You gonna go to the game?
I might.
I'm
going to a Laker game.
No, you ain't. No. Oh, no. Laker Nation.
I'm going to upstate.
No. Laker Nation.
I'm thinking about
we don't want you, janky.
I think
you janky. We don't want you in the building.
See how LeBron reacts to me.
Like you tell people that you don't want them going to the Cowboys game because they're bad luck. You need to stay far away. Stay away from downtown. We don't even want you downtown with the Lakers.
Those seats, like, what, $4 or $5 grand or something like that?
Yeah, I wish.
You wish? More?
I wish. Yeah.
Really? I don't know.
Do you see? I mean, I was like, I could have shook hands with Stan Van Gundy and Brian Anderson.
We'll put Skip on one side of the arena when the Clippers play the Lakers, and Shannon will put you on the other.
What game you going to see?
All right, guys.
You going with the Grizzlies?
I'm going to Suns Lakers. How about that?
Well, you might need to sit on the end of the Suns.
I will. I'll go sit on the bench with them. I would be welcome there.
Well,
no, you're
guys,
not. No, you're not.
If the Suns are going to face the Lakers, they got to go through the Nuggets first. That's next up on their agenda.
Yeah.
Also, the T-Wolves eliminated last night when they played their last game.
They played hard, though.
Okay. Ooh, didn't they? Man, hate to see it end. I'll tell you one series that is not done yet, thanks to Trae Young, that Atlanta Hawks game. Woo! Man, y'all were talking about it at the top of the show.
You do have the air conditioning up a little too high in here.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep.
What do you think are Trae Young's future plans? Plus, Shannon, the Lakers, should they be worried about being road underdogs?
Dogs?
Don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports Channel on Sirius XM.